weekend sport. Well, we're at the slalom training course at Castletown in County Kildare, where many of Ireland's top canoeists are preparing for the Irish Slalom Championships, which take place this weekend. Well, very shortly we'll be joined by Olympic oarsman Ian Wiley, who'll be telling us a little bit about the championships and looking forward to the Atlanta Olympics, in which he competes in 1996. But right now, let's take a look at what else we've lined up for you in tonight's programme. Next half hour. First, let's look forward to the Car Computers Irish Slalom Championships, which take place here at Castletown this weekend.
Scary, entertaining and fun. I like it. That's canoe slalom. It's wicked.
Slalom is one of the most technical water sports, demanding strength, agility and split-second timing. Since it was reintroduced to the Olympics in 1992, the sport has grown worldwide and accordingly standards have risen. Despite the lack of top quality coaches and training facilities in Ireland, our top paddlers like Ian Wiley and Mike Corcoran have kept pace with the leading competitors and are now real contenders in this year's World Series, which begins in Nottingham in June. But for the moment, they're concentrating on the home championships. Well, in 1991, Ireland's Ian Wiley became one of the top-ranked canoeists in the world when he finished second in the World Series. This weekend, of course, he's taking part in the Car Computers Irish Slalom Championships. Well, Ian, first of all, looking back to that season of 1991, was that your most successful so far?
Yeah, definitely. That was the year that I kind of broke through, really. I finished second in the World Series that year, and I also won the pre-Olympic race. So I was very happy at the end of that season. It was a great boost going into the Olympic year.
And of course, having won that pre-Olympic race, expectations were high. Going to the Olympic Games in Barcelona, that didn't exactly work out the way you wanted to. Was that a big disappointment for you?
Yeah, it was possibly the biggest disappointment I've ever had, but that's canoe slalom. I mean, you can be first one day and 20th the next. Run just didn't happen that day, but you know, I'm looking forward again to Atlanta, so I'll have learned a lot from Barcelona.
It really did show on that day that the margin for error now is really, really narrow in the sport.
Oh yeah, I mean, the top three boats are finishing within 0.2 of a second in some races, and there's like 15 to 20 guys that are capable of winning the big races these days. So, you know, you just have to put in that run on the day. That's the way it is. I've had very good training this year. I've spent 6 weeks in South America in January, February time. I've been out in France for a while since I got back from there. And this weekend we have the Irish Open Championships, Car Irish Open Championships, so I'll be looking forward to a good race, hopefully. And I'm very keen, looking forward to this season. How
did the courses at home compare to the courses that you've trained on abroad and competed on?
They're not quite as difficult, but I mean, over the winter we've had great water this year, and the river's been very high all year, so training has been quite good at home. It is important to get away to get in some good international races and also some big water training. But I mean, over the winter, I mean, Ireland's not so bad for training.
Now, you've recently received one of the Olympic grants. How beneficial is that in terms of your preparation?
It's absolutely vital. I can't prepare professionally the way I want to for Atlanta without that kind of grant. It's great that it's come through, and it's obviously going to help me a lot, along with my sponsorship from Car Computers, who sponsor the event on the weekend. I'm looking very forward to a good preparation for Atlanta.
And now just looking forward to the Irish Slalom Championships this weekend. Do you think there's any added pressure, because of course Ian Wiley is the best known paddler in Ireland? Do you think there's any added pressure on you?
I don't know. I mean, I guess people sort of would expect me to win, but you know, we've got some good kayaks coming up, Andrew Boland, Keith O'Toole. You know, I can't afford to make any big errors. So.
And what about the course, Ian? Now, you've been on it. I know the water isn't that high today, but what do you think of the course?
It's good. Like? This is one of our, we train here quite a bit. The river's low today, but if it was high yesterday, that's just the way it is. ESB will be tanking down the water for Sunday, so we'll look forward to a good race.
And so, with the white water up, there certainly should be some spectacular action here at Castletown, County Kildare this weekend.
Is that polystyrene foam? You never use polystyrene foam. And Lord